NASCAR has a huge problem on its hand, and no, it's not the dumb way they determine a champion, nor is it the general lack of any outstanding personalities in the driver front. It's much worse than that. It's the car itself. Now, I'm not exactly what you would call a hardcore NASCAR fan, but I am a fan, and I have been watching for, well, over 20 years. In fact, I'm old enough to remember the Dale vs. Jeff Gordon rivalry. I'm old enough to remember when Kurt Busch won a championship. I'm old enough to have seen the rise of Jimmy Johnson. And the current product NASCAR is putting out, well, it's not exactly their best. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to go back and look at the past few races. Dover was meh. Indy was meh. And most recently, Iowa was not meh. It was worse than that. It was pretty god-awful. Now, look, I understand that late race cautions at a NASCAR race, specifically on ovals, well, they happen. I also understand that we're very close to the cutoff for the playoffs. And there's a lot of drivers who aren't qualified for the playoffs looking to secure their spots, so aggression, it's going to be ratcheted up a few levels. However, if you watch Iowa, the same things seem to keep happening over and over again. A car a few cars back or in the mid-pack would sort of lose grip, get into the car above it, and, well, the caution would come out. And that made Iowa pretty much the icing on the cake of, well, to be kind, a less than spectacular stretch of races for NASCAR. Hell, even going back to the road races, people aren't tuning in to watch great racing on the road races. They're tuning in to watch Shane Van Gisbergen absolutely wipe the floor with everyone in such a dominant fashion that people are simply watching just to see greatness. But here's the thing, with the next-gen car, this wasn't supposed to happen. This was supposed to be the most drivable, technologically advanced NASCAR car the world had ever seen. I understand technologically advanced NASCAR is not exactly all that impressive, but for NASCAR, it's kind of a thing. The next-gen car has composite bodywork, single lug nuts on the wheels, which have proved to be their own sort of thing. They have a sequential gearbox mounted in the back for better weight distribution. They have better aero, and speaking of aero, they have diffusers, thus joining the likes of GT racing, prototype racing, and even open wheel racing. And the biggest problem with the diffuser is, well, it's pretty dang easy for the car leading the race or the car in front to literally shut the air off to the car behind them's diffuser. This is made all the easier because NASCAR has a pretty incredible rear view camera setup. So you could literally catch the guy in front of you, have a superior car, be faster, and, well, passing is incredibly difficult because all this dude has to do, put his car slightly in front of yours and shut the air off. And you don't have to be a motorsport expert to understand that if passing is incredibly difficult, the motorsport as a whole suffers. And the worst part about this is there's no exact easy fix. The next gen car, it's gonna be with us for a while. However, maybe NASCAR should start looking for a solution or for something that makes the on-track product better instead of, say, messing around with electric crossovers. Otherwise, people, they're gonna continue to not watch.